It's 4 in the morning, and I woke up with an extra special portion of joy because I got to see my baby. Not my baby. I got to see my baby mama. Yeah, my baby mama, baby. All three of my baby mama. Jennifer came over. Oh my God, that made me happy. You know what I told her? There's this old song that used to always remind me of us, and that's Radar Love. Anyway, Radar Love. But Jennifer and I, it's strange that we both have tellies right now because I was reflecting how strange that was when we were both looking at our phones. And I told her that the fastest way to get a hold of you, honey, it seems to be every time prayer. God knows how much I want to see that woman and make sure she's okay. I'm not going to cry about it because it ain't worth it right now, but that, ladies and gentlemen, was the... Oh yeah, did you notice my hair is actually growing over my ears? And like you can imagine what it's going to be like in 6 months, in a year, in 10 years. And I told Jennifer and Daniel tonight. I was walking out of the kitchen over there at that house. We call it the greenhouse in the White House, at least I do. And it just rolled out of my mouth before I had a chance to say it. And we weren't on any kind of the subject, but, or maybe we were talking about health. Yeah, we were. And I just walked out and I said, I'm gonna outlive both of you. Jennifer said he did not say that. I walked back in and I said, yeah, I did too say that. So, you like my hair? I'm all pretty. We're at 2:48, so I just wanted to start out saying that. We had a really good time together for about 20 minutes. Or half hour, whatever it was. Drank coffee. Actually, we were here for about an hour. We went in the back and talked around the fire. I mean, you have no idea how, like, oh, and I got to sing to her right here, one of my favorite songs. She was on weird subjects and stuff, but I was like, turned on Yes, Close to the Edge, and I said, completing the sight of seeds of light with you. Ooh. And you and I mean, she and I lived that song. I don't know if it, well, we listen to Yes all the time. And Cranberries and everything else, but, and she's such a great singer now. She is kick-ass. What is that song that she turned on? God, please. I can't do it, but like I've heard that song. That is definitely an Irish screaming lad, I would imagine. You know it is, but talent, raw talent, stuff like that just makes me so happy. It gives me hope. Anyway, sorry, noise in the kitchen get my attention. I'm gonna unplug that big fat water wasting weird thing of a refrigerator with one that's in the back porch, and I'm looking forward to that. Like, my brain can't help but work on 3 or 4 different tracks when I start waking up like this. But I also wanted to sing sang song, fling flang flong, and swing swang swung. Now, what's up with that? Do you ever wonder stuff like that? How much there is to know. Whoa. Oh, no wonder the noise ain't going away. That's a freaking mouse, bro. Chomping on something. Sounds like he's trying to tear through wood. Good luck, guy. I'm gonna catch every mouse in this place. There's not but 3 million of them. I'm not gonna kill them either. I'm gonna find some no-kill mouse traps. We have a little family. It's legit, bro. For real. So I'm gonna be remembering what a great night this has been, especially when God woke me up about an hour ago with just such happiness that I had to get up and bounce around, smoke some weed. So this ounce I've been telling you about, like I've been giving this away, like the big fat buds. Like, okay, I gave 4 of them away. 2 of them tonight. I found a couple. They were robbing the come and go dumpster of its food. And the cashier was getting angry about it. Because they have a camera on it and stuff. So anyway, I gave him some weed. Big deal. And then there was another couple a couple of days ago. I was just like, hey, you guys smoke weed? Yeah, here, you want some? So thank you, Truth and Life and Love and all that good stuff for waking me up to another day of your wondrous stories. Every day, every minute, every moment of life is such a blessing. It's such a life-changing moment. So, what's on the agenda? On the agenda is talk to my sissy here and say, I went to the doctor and my ignorance, actually that's just what I had to do to get this hernia operated on. Is go to the emergency room because I don't have a primary care anyway and tell them I need to be stitched up, and then they give you a referral to the surgery center, and they call them up, say, hey, schedule me, and they do it. So tomorrow I get to schedule that. And when I do that, yes, I'm going to surrender and go back to treatment at the Holston Cancer Center because I can do it now. Couldn't do it when I was on the streets. I mean, here's what being on the streets is. Springfield, Missouri, LA, anywhere you want, whoever you want, whoever you are. There's things like going in my face and I don't really appreciate it. So, being on the streets is this. How many monkeys, this is what you have to do if you're living out there. I mean, people do this, whether they think about it consciously or not. What they have to do, this is the way they live. You got so many monkeys on your back. Monkey on my back, monkey on my back, monkey on my back. Oh, here's what I regret, is that you couldn't hear Jennifer sing. See, I got 2 conversations going here already. This is baloney. But anyway, let me finish this one up. If I remember it, come on, don't go away. Please come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. I could rewind the tape, but I don't do stuff like that. Jennifer sang that song. I couldn't believe she actually pulled it off. She did not miss a note. God, please don't take... I can't remember the words, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. He's like, I'm so thankful, God, for this beautiful girl you gave me. And that is one of the greatest songs ever written, man. Emotion revealed is the ocean made, and that song just royally kicks ass in that category, in every category. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful music, like Beethoven, like Tchaikovsky. Bless God, for real. And she pulls it off. I'm so proud of her. See, because back in the day when we were young and the kids were young, she'd do Cranberries. We had it on video, and she wasn't like she is now. She was absolutely not. But she had the drive of her mom, and her mom fueled her fire constantly because her mom was another Janis Joplin deep down inside, and just always encouraged Jennifer for one thing in the back of everything. Yeah, grandma wanted this, grandma wanted that, grandma wanted but I don't know how she said it or what, I don't remember the words, but she always encouraged Jennifer to get up on stage and sing. And by golly, she wasn't ready back then, and neither was I. God, I was still playing music that I did decide to play a song for you, since I'm not all practiced up about what I'm working on now, because that's just solid music. I'm just like, I don't even care if I ever sing another song again as long as I live, really. I just don't care. Music is so much more wonderful because songs, once you put lyrics into a song, well, not really, but really, I'm like totally, I was noting this. I'm totally opposite of Jimmy Page in a way because he reflected in one of his interviews that I watched tonight that he must have been pretty good at his session job because looking back, he realized there wasn't no time to mess up. You had to go with the flow and be good, or you'd be out of there for one mistake because it was a very tight knit, enclosed door kind of thing, and they didn't have time to fix people. They didn't have time to fix musicians back then. Another thing that I learned, which is a wonderful thing to reflect on for all of the musicians that popped out of England, I was always very, very, very curious indeed as to how in the world all that was generated. That was generated, all you Rolling Stone fans and all you everybody else fans, all that stuff that popped out of Liverpool and North and South or however it was, came as a governmental experiment, thank you very much, that the Crown decided to invest in young people and their energy and give them the music and the money they need to invest in it. And holy poop, look what happened. Well, we're all going to get a hold of this. There's little Beatles running all over the planet now. But I'm just saying, let's not forget that it's actually frightening to think where music is going to be. I always think 150 years from now. But 50 years from now is spooky enough. 100 years from now, when we got people like Ren and people like Buckethead, come on, Buckethead, and we got people like Rick Wakeman, oh my God. And Steve, how does he do that? Steve Howe? And that whole band, I mean, come on. The next generation, and the next one, and the next one. And then you realize, well, that's just music. What about science? What about construction? What about the medical world? I mean, we already got robots that do brain surgery. Yeah. Remember, you heard it here first. And it's really breathtaking. So you do understand why it is I want to be around for another 65 years, right? No? No shit. That's actually my goal. Never thought I'd tell anybody that. But it actually was my goal before I ever got ill, as I've said in other videos. Because of, who cares? Let's go. What's next? Your days are numbered. It'd be funny if it was a big old rat and he came out and bit me, huh? Therefore, we get to smoke another celebratory cigarette. Oh, Ian, guess what? Let's just imagine Ian's here. Okay, when I meet Ian, I need to remember to ask him this question. Seriously. Is it or is it not a, what do they call those? Up in the upper left-hand corner of your options. Is it a possible option for a person such as yourself who has been playing the flute and guitar almost as long as I have and singing your little heart out and breaking it on a song called Dark Ages? Is it, because in my head it's theoretically possible, but I don't even know anything about rock and roll music. I know nothing about touring. I know nothing about even going into a studio and being able to play on 16 tracks and flute like that, you know. But I know a lot about music, and I'm kind of the opposite of Jimmy Page. That's what I was going to say earlier, is that, so he grew up musically, making sure he had his stuff together before he went to work. I go to work. I've gone to work all my life. And it doesn't matter who the hell thinks anything about my music. 50% of the time, they can't even hear me. I'm just out there jamming, creating music, having a good time, not caring whether anybody gives me any money or not, because it's not about that. It's about the music. And I've done the same thing with an electric guitar with no amplification. Just had a wonderful time. And I'll do it right now. I'll do it again. Don't tempt me. I'll do it, you know. But anyway, people, you know, amplifiers are way overrated. Can you hear it or not? You know, they showed me I didn't have to plug in an electric guitar when I was a kid. They also, you know. Next. So, Ian, I want to tell you the good news. So I got so obsessed with testing this flute to see if I could get down to the low end of the low octave down here, yonder. And I couldn't do it, and I assumed, well, it's worthless, but until I fix it or get it fixed. And God knows I'm not going to replace these pads. I'd have to be about crazy to do something like that, but I can have it done. But what I didn't realize, every musician on the planet should play as many instruments as they can, because that's part of life now. But the glorious thing is that playing the higher notes, higher octaves. And it sounds like all mixed up, like it sounds like it's two different octaves, because the flute is sick, but sick flutes have a place in the world. That's about as far as I want to go with that, because I'm just happy I realized I have a flute. It's exciting. Like, yeah, I'm doing so good in so many ways mentally, but let's put it this way, the very, very obvious sometimes just kind of goes slow motion past me or something. I don't know. So she gave me some salt and pepper shakers. What else? Was there anything else noteworthy? Yeah, so Jennifer was here, and I told her she could stay on the couch, and she had she had a bunch of stuff she wanted to go through that she found. It was really good stuff. And then I took her across the street to visit with her favorite brother Daniel. I don't know if it's favorite, but they do get along. That's a wonderful thing in the Soups family whenever two of them get along together. Shabango. Yeah. And so actually Jennifer was going to walk with me to go get cigarettes, but it felt a whole lot better to just let her visit with Daniel. So I walked and got cigarettes. Come on back. And I just wanted to go to sleep. I mean, I didn't even want to tell her. I was like, just call her on the phone. No, I'm not going to call her on the phone and tell her. She's across the frickin' street. Go over there. So I went over there. I'm like, honey, I got to go lay down. She was wound up and didn't really hear me. I mean, so we come over here. Well, we come over here, and I'm like, I got to lay down, sweetheart. Been a long day and all that. And she wanted me to stay up with her, and I wasn't heartbroken then because I was too tired, but I am now that I couldn't stay up with her. But it was a good visit, and I got to give her $10. That made me feel real good on a street level. You know, that's family, dude. I mean, it's so weird that she and I are family on the street level. Because you gotta be living out there to know what $10 means. You don't know the definition of $10 until you've lived out there. And I've done it many times in many cities. Many cities. And a $20 bill is a flicking all-day pass. It really is. That's cigarettes, weed, coffee, or whatever floats your boat. You know, a lot of people need a couple of shots to go get happy, whatever. And I'll never say no to anybody unless it's, you know, you got it. I used to think you just don't give money to nobody because you're just going to use it for drugs, bro. No. People on the streets need condoms and, you know, napkins for ladies and coffee and love and a place to live. That's my mission. That's the funny, weird thing about my musicianship. No matter how happy and so forth I get about it, I know I'm not going to have time to be a traditional musician. I'm going to be at least the plan now in my mind is like, yeah, get together with some great musicians, do a CD or 3 or 5, you know, let everybody contribute, do a couple of shows in Carnegie Hall or wherever, and kiss the whole thing goodbye, because it's not what I'm living for. I don't live for any kind of glamour or anything like that. And I don't understand why everybody does. I'll tell you the truth. That's where my autism really comes into play. Because when alright, I'll go through this one. There's a scene that I saw from a movie. It was one of the Home Alone movies, and the little kid looks at this adult, and I don't know what the adult said, but he just looked at him. He said, bullshit. The kid's but 12 years old, right? I'll never forget this scene. And he said it like 3, 4 more times. Looked back at him again and again and just said, bullshit. And the guy didn't say a word. Kid's on his way out of the room. He's bullshit. At least that's the way I remember it. And see, I just said that to explain something about autism. First of all, I should say they're the most favorite people on the planet. And if you hurt an autistic person, number one, they'll never forget it. If you violate any child in any way, they never forget it. I think I pointed that out, but I don't know if the camera was on or not, but I'm on too many tracks. Well, it's time to throw them to the wind for a minute because I'm too tired. I'm actually not on enough tracks. My brain gets really frustrated and angry if I don't wake it all the way up with weed. I guess it's me that gets frustrated, but whatever. My joy and happiness are explosive right now. People have no idea. I mean, I can't even put it into words, but emotion revealed is the ocean made, and I love my ex with all my heart, and we created 3 wonderful people together, and we grew them up rather successfully in my book with a lot of help from the state. I'm not going to deny that one bit. You know, everybody goes off track, and I tend to go way the hell off. So does everybody, whatever. Everybody gets it in the flick it mode, you know? The flick it mode where you just don't care. But I see myself in 5 years and 10 years. I can't say that because of Eddie Vedder. That's another wonderful thing that happened tonight was that she's like Eddie Vedder, and she showed me this other guy that was expressing it was Eddie Vedder. Eddie Vedder singing, please remember the name of the song. It is in my phone, and you're in my phone, so I can't check that out. But Eddie Vedder's, where he's like, society, you're a flicked up breed, bro. You know, Jesus Christ, the excess that goes on, just with anyway. I mean, I got a vision of me making an impact on all the refugee camps in the whole world. You want a good homework assignment, go look at Google's list of 2 things. Number 1, the number of genocides that are going on in the world today. Ask Google that question. Ask AI how to stop those. Freaking flipping, slipping, tripping, dipping AI. Okay, I had one conversation, it looked like a retarded child. If there is such a thing as an AI, y'all need to give me the real version because that was a joke. Anyway, I didn't even want to talk to the thing anyway. I knew it would fail, but I just didn't realize it was going to fail at the kindergarten level. Whatever. But, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, have mercy on this world. I swear to you, it's too much. It's too much. It's just too much. Oh, so anyway, getting back to my health. Did I finish that subject? Yeah, so, no I didn't. So I walked past the Holston Cancer Center on my way out of the emergency room, okay, to recap what happened in the emergency room. They basically said, yeah, you're gonna have to take care of that and sign up for surgery. So I walked past the Holston Cancer Center and I was like, I'm going to go over there and get a bottle. They were closed. I didn't realize what time it was. But what I'm trying to explain to family here is that after I sign up for surgery, and tomorrow I have so many things on my list tomorrow to do, be Superman, whatever. I also need to call the nurse practitioner, Denise, at the Holston Cancer Center and explain to her what happened to me, and then go and submit back to treatment. That's the only logical thing I can do at this time. So, to explain what happened, I came back from St. Louis, and when they said that I was going to go all the way down in weakness and, side effects or whatever, and then I was going to slowly get my strength back, what they didn't tell me was that I was going to keep going. And nobody had a clue how that was going to affect me emotionally. But when I saw myself walking down Kearney Street at full stride when I used to be crippled and dead, like dead man walking, it lit a fire. And I had no control over it whatsoever. And then I saw my music blossom. Like, it grows exponentially. Like, the longer you're with your music, the more you can do. And the more you can do it, the more you want to do. It's very captivating indeed. But and then the storms of political insanity that are going on in our world today compel me to do something somewhere. Run for mayor if I have to. I just really don't know. But so my brain fizzles out every once in a while. That's what just happened. I'm just like, blah. Just drop everything and shut up for a minute. Appreciate the quietness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And did I really do that? I really did do that. Whatever, mate. Now what? Looking for the scissors. Wishing well in. I'm gonna try to use this for Jimmy Jim. Why do you do this to me? I give up. Okay, I really want to cut the wristband off from going to the doctor, but so she woke me up. Kissed me goodbye. And I told her to be careful, and she said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And we trying to just love each other with words, and she came back and kissed me again. And she said she's not far away, so I told her I was going to put a tent up in the backyard. I told her also, I'm pretty sure this is how I need to go. Like Vicky, Grandma says to me that I'm on a good track and a good idea when I think about writing a formal letter from the Vicky Stoops Historical Foundation or whatever we make up, or like this is in a trust, this house, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful house. And it's still hers, really. I mean, it's still hers. And she is telling me, I believe in my heart, if not just the facts themselves, I end up manager of, well, I'm going to write a letter to everybody in the family, make it formal and pretty and beautiful, and I'm going to just tell them, this is Grandma's house, and if anybody needs it, you can come here and live, and I can rent you a room for cheap, and if you need me to cover your rent for a while, this is your home, not mine. Something like that. I don't know how to do it. AI will tell me, sure. My friend AI. God. Okay, so I guess I'm going to close now because I need another cup of coffee, smoke another bowl, smoke some cigarettes, all up in this beaver. Gotta be legit. My angelic daughter said she was going to come by. My firstborn baby came by. My only begotten son, I will see soon because God answers prayer. But my firstborn baby came by, and we had a good time. It was a good reconciliation after the gigantic fight that I provoked, which it needed to be provoked, but. And so I was quoting the Bible to myself, because I forget where I was the first time, but it was like either let my mind be distracted by a TV or quote the word. And I got, it was at the hospital. It was fucking, these TV people, like, they can't think without it or whatever, and it's like hammering in my ears. It's propaganda. I put up with it for about 5 minutes. And I said, my brain has better stuff to do than listen to this crap. I just can't stand being in buildings sometimes. But so I started hammering out the word, and then I was doing it again when I was going to sleep. And I was thinking, really, it's kind of pretty fortunate that I have not only tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of lyrics memorized since I was a young boy, and music. Like, I'm starting to look at the effect of all the music that came and hammered us in the 70s. It's a new way of looking at it, like 71, A Passion Play. 72, Thick as a Brick. 73, right? A Passion Play. First concert, and second concert. No, first concert was Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon. Second concert, A Passion Play. And here's Led Zeppelin in the background, and they're hammering stuff out. And it's like, I was raised wonderfully Catholic. Like, Catholicism, when I was a kid in America, was completely a different breed than what y'all had going on some time ago in England. Yeah, a wonderful experience. But I say that because if my parents had been some strict Baptist folks, I'd have never heard of Led Zeppelin, right? Like, they would have been the sinful ones. But my parents bought all those albums for us and bought musical instruments for us. They were musicians themselves, and they just like encouraged it very much. And I'm so blessed and fortunate just because of my Catholic family heritage. Thank God for it. I didn't get beat up by nuns or anything like that. I saw the chocolate donut down there in the basement of the Catholic Church, and I knew my dad was crazy because he wasn't there every week to get that free donut. Bro, weird experience, actually. And that was about my last memory of the Catholic Church. Then we just growed up, because by the time I came along and I saw that donut, my dad was done, and so was my mom with Catholicism. At least the ritualists, they just got sick of going to church. They'd had enough. They had it memorized, like we all get it. But the funny thing is, when I converted to Jesus when I was 18, my dad said, son, now he said this, but he didn't back it up with, well, yeah, he did. He did go back later, but not when he said this to me. He said, son, you can go ahead and convert to your Protestantism. But you're never going to find the depth of cultural, how did he say it? You're never going to find the cultural significance, the depth of cultural significance, something like that. The deep cultural significance that is found in the Catholic Church, something like that. Took me 50 years to figure out he was right. Not only that, this is very important, actually. I mean, it changed my complete life. I have been hated and insulted by the Assemblies of God themselves to such a severe degree that I couldn't believe that such naked hatred was coming out of a really... Anyway, and then it happens again, and Catholic prophetess out at my new Catholic church told me this was going to happen. I was like, yeah, I got to go back to my church and kind of blah, blah, blah. She's like, be careful. They bite. Oh, God, I can't wait to tell her what happened. But anyway, then I noticed lately, like, I'm burdened for what a wreck and a mess this city is right now, because I saw it in 1985. There was, 85. And then from 90 to 95, I was a student here. Oh my God, this place is just, you wouldn't even recognize it. It's like going back to the 1800s. All the dope wasn't here. All the alcohol wasn't here. Walmart didn't sell alcohol. Not that it matters. People are going to drink if they want to drink, but I'm burdened for this city. Damn, I really wanted to make some more points to that, but something's got to be done. That's what I was trying to get to, is this fact that, I spent 8 months out there just following the path of truth, which nobody can make a mistake in. Once you follow it and you see it clear as a bell in front of you, it just keeps going and going and going. And it led me all over this city. Every homeless, let's see, North Glenstone, North Kansas Expressway, and, the Veterans Center. My God, what a mess. It needs money. Okay, now that's a good thing to focus on right now. So I'm at the Veterans Center. The first job I ever did in my life, no, not the first, but first one I did when I got to junior high. No, high school. Yeah, junior high days. Anyway, whatever the age. I remodeled basements with some carpenters. We remodeled basements. Yeah, we were carpenters. And there was a carpenter and an electrician. They were my best friends. And they actually gave me money to hang out with them and work and have fun. But one of the things we did was put new ceilings in. And why nobody has improved those yet to this day, beyond me. But they're super simple to put up. And the one at the Veterans Center, every air vent has at least 2 feet of dirt around it. right in the middle of the place. It's like caving in, just recent. I was looking for the guy that runs the place, sort of, and oh my God, the truth behind this whole place, it's going into the ground, dude. They're not putting any money into this thing, and they sit there and beg for money on TV. And I see, the thing is, I went to, sorry if I messed up the camera, but I went to school with Larry Rice's sons. And I listened to Larry Rice on the TV in the Veterans Center asking people for money. And he's talking about how desolate we are out here and how much we need that money. He's speaking for us out here, and he's in there. And there ain't no money. He's in St. Louis. And we're down here yonder in Springfield. And his kids, I haven't seen them in years. And that was just one time I saw one of them. They don't come to visit. They used to come. The one guy came with his guitar and played Christian music. Okay, wow. That's what we need more of, right? Whatever. So I'm so disgusted when I walk in this place every time, because I'm like, I need to go over to Lowe's and these other places and say, look, take pictures or something and say, can you guys like donate? And they probably would. And then I need to go over to the Catholic Church. And the thing I'm trying to point out is the fact that anytime you look at anything Catholic, you don't even have to ask if it's Catholic. It's immaculate. At least that's how it is in America. You know, I'm sure in Africa they have a shack or two. In other words, I'm sure nobody's going to argue that the Catholic Church has a bit of money. What they don't realize is that they're a lot more loving, okay? They cultivate virtue. They're not all a bunch of molesters. There's millions of these people all over the place. Some of them are extremely pious and very close to God. Thank you very much. Okay, now hold on. You think I'm full of baloney, but I'm going to prove it. So, okay, so I'm going to this Catholic Church. It's called Queen of All Saints Catholic Church, at the corner of Atlantic and very close to Kansas Expressway. I went there thinking there'd be a handful of people because they do the Mass in Latin. But I thought they did the whole kit and caboodle in Latin, but I thought they'd be speaking Latin all the way through and there'd be a handful of... Dude, it's standing room only. All the families have all their children in there, and they're all very reverent, and they're all very quiet. And when I was going back to this church the second week, I was surprised because when I was walking there, I realized, wow, I can still remember the sermon from last week, and not only can I still remember it, it motivated me and inspired me to be more godly, a lot more than anything I've ever heard in the Protestant churches for 50 years now, as a preacher and everything. And it made me realize that a lot of the baloney that is regularly cranked out like a sausage machine, big one, in the Protestant churches, and the lack of love is amazing. And the shallowness of really what they're doing in preaching. Shallow. It's mostly be good and give me your money. And the compare and contrast there was pretty amazing. But then I got to look further and deeper, and that donut if that was really the last serious time I went to the Catholic Church and I'm back now, that donut turned into a whole spread. These people got the food, bro. And it's during catechism, and the catechism classes are intense. And the Catholics like to focus actually on the fruit of the Spirit, and the Protestants think they're hot stuff because they can memorize them, but they don't ever get any really good, solid instruction about how to cultivate virtue and truth and love. Now, the story that got my attention, the reason I ended up going to this church was because I met a brother on the streets, and he explained to me that he met a woman from this church. Why do I do these things? I don't know. My arthritis is starting to bug me. And she took him to Walmart and spent $800 on his needs and wants. I don't know how a person could spend $800, but especially at Wally World. Ick. But anyway, when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, I need to meet this saint. And I get over there, and it's standing room only. The young girls wear laces on their head, and all the others they dress in modest apparel. Wow, what a concept. Okay, like the Protestants with their allowing women and men and whoever wants to just wear skin tight clothes and do whatever they want in the house of God, when people are trying to focus on God. And you got these girls over here clueless that the Bible says that women ought to dress with shamefacedness and sobriety and in a modest apparel. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen in church, and it began to nauseate. I don't mind a woman, showing how beautiful God made her, but not in that setting. Is there anything wrong with that? I mean, it's it's a direct violation of everything the Bible stands for, ladies and gentlemen. And nobody addresses the issue. Except the holiness guys, the Amish, they're not going to get out there and start flashing their ass around. One thing all humans have in common is that our nakedness is equally unattractive. That's why we all wear clothes, right? And it doesn't get any prettier when your ass starts getting all wrinkly. And you work your ass off all your life and it's gone. You look in the mirror and like, whoa, where'd it go? Anyway. There's a cramp. Oh, it's going to go away because I eat my lettuce. I eat my spinach, babe. Otherwise, I get these cramps in the middle of the night. Don't make a guy cry. Don't make a mountain man move along. I wish I could listen to that song right now. When it keeps on raining. So, did I ever get to my question with Ian? I always wonder if changing the key of, say, Thick as a Brick, would allow your voice to be able to sing it easier. I did notice on the Thick as a Brick tour that you hired old boy, or young boy really, to help you to sing certain little notes and stuff. That's pretty cool. Like, if I was you, I'd hire a singer and not even care if I even said another word. I mean, I don't know if it's at all. The struggle is real and the struggle is obvious, and it's like you've been doing this all these years, and why not? I know I would. I'd hire a singer. I wouldn't even sing another note again. Because I'm kind of there now. Like, all I want to do is play my flute and my guitar and just play and play and play. None of my songs end or start the same. I never played the same song the same way twice. I matched the mood. You know, consider who I'm playing for, and how much of a rush they might be in, or it just feel led, just feel led. You just let the music lead. And so, there was one or two things I also wanted to say. The way I do this, like I talk to the stars, so that later when I actually meet them, I'll be able to remember the things I wanted to ask them. Ian Anderson, like seriously, like I'd like to finish the application to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the adults. But what am I going to wish for this time? To be able to put a band together, Jimmy Page, Sean Anderson, and Ian Anderson, and John Paul Jones. And Chris Squire. I mean, there I did it again. Chris is on that side. Steve's on this side. Steve Howe. Alan White, is he still around? Rick frickin' Wakeman. Oh my God, if I ever shake hands with him, like, or kick it with Lady Gaga. Or Shakira. Or, once you're on the other side of the fence, it's like, I always imagine y'all got a secret notebook, we all call each other. But Martin frickin' Bear. John Evan, otherwise known as John Evans. Last I checked on him, he was retired to Australia. I guess he's fighting with the kangaroos. They get hopping mad at these sort of talk. Anybody I meet from... Oh, that's another thing I was wondering about. There are three things that I've always known were true growing up. The sun will rise, the sun will set, and Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson will be touring somewhere in the world. So, since I'm not stoned right now, I can say this without emotion and not get all teary-eyed, but it actually, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I've known this man's music since I was a little boy, and he has always mesmerized me. Oh, it never let me down. Never let me down. Happy lyrics. Wonderful music. And when I think about, I guess every musician, I don't know if every musician is, I'm autistic, so it really affects me really bad. Not bad, it's good. It's actually very, very good, but it just causes me to be quite disturbed when I think about, like, when the drummer from There Goes the Foo Fighters, Hero. If you see the video, you'll understand why it floats my boat, because of my 400 years of firefighter history in my family. There goes my hero. And when that drummer left planet Earth, Jesus. I mean, I know it messed up a lot of people. It really did. But when I think about my hero's leaving this planet. Oh my God. It scares me. I really shouldn't even think about it. But I'm autistic, so I can't help it. It just scares me. It just shakes me up. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. But it shouldn't do that because I'm the one who's fully aware that, like, Tchaikovsky and Beethoven and anybody you can think of who has gone to the other side of Jordan is totally accessible. I mean, I'm so glad that I followed the Bible so long that, I mean, it took me till this year to figure this out. And if it wasn't for the intervention of God, I'll never forget the day, God reminded me about that verse. It says something like this: shouldn't, instead of going to a soothsayer, shouldn't the living look to God to, if they need to talk to the dead or something like that, And of course, that's what fortune tellers, I guess a lot of them believe they do, but you don't need all the spookiness. All I'm saying is that, you can talk to your loved ones who have gone to the other side, and they will pick up conversations and events of stuff that you guys did in this life. And I mean, you turn the page, and every day will turn another page. So time is passing and I must go. These mice are going to get caught. I swear to you, I'm going to catch every one of them. I really got to get on stuff. I talk and make plans better than I execute. And there are some mice over here. I'm going to catch them. I could catch them by myself. We know how to do this because of Jennifer, actually. Where you at, you little booger? Yeah, you take a box. You can catch birds like this, too. Put the bird seed down there and put a stick. Of course, we've all seen that on YouTube or whatever, but mice, rats, you can do anything like that. I almost wanted to pick up a 3.5-foot black snake. Jennifer would walk right up to it and pick it up because she knows, and I know too, but they don't bite. And I mean, you can pick them up by the tail. My son loves doing that. But yeah, snakes kind of give me the willies, They really do. Even if I know that big-ass black snake, it cannot hurt me, will not hurt me, I can pick him up and catch him, which I was planning on doing, but something got me distracted. I would love to own that thing for a little while. Watch him eat a few times. I gotta pee, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm gonna close. Maybe not. I mean, theoretically speaking, I could just do one of these for a minute and show you how long it takes me to piss. Like 45 seconds. Watch this. I mean, you don't have to watch. I'm not going to make you watch. God, I'm good looking. I'm also pretty stupid because this can take longer than 45 seconds because I held it for 10 seconds. Like, I got the world's biggest bladder. Plus, my body is like, I'm stronger than I was when I was a teenager because of the stem cell therapy. People have no idea. I used to need glasses. I don't need glasses anymore. And when I do wear glasses, it's because I want everything from, and I can't even do glasses because they become more annoying. Are you timing me? I'm not even half done, bro. So, the stem cell therapy with the weed, either or both, totally healed my eyes. I can focus on anything, and when I wear glasses, everything is perfectly in focus from 3 blocks down to the fine print. I mean, Maddox new Prater couldn't even do that. I wanted to get LASIK surgery 25 years ago or something. It never happened. I guess now we know why. Because, a lot of people criticize my missionary and aiding people with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth and barely able to keep the King's English in my mouth. And being a weedaholic or whatever, pothead. But you know what? I've searched throughout history and I still cannot find somebody that was perfect that God used. I mean, Moses was an alcoholic, bro. Read between the lines. I better close or I'll never make it onto YouTube. If it goes over an hour, they spit you out, bro. And they're the boss. So, in essence, I gotta quit fighting, says God. Israel, God bless you. Shalom, shalom, shalom to all nations everywhere. You can't say much more than that, or you get art, music, love, and the ocean are a million times more important than we think. It'd probably be a good idea to quit shoving stuff down Mother Earth's throat. Yeah, that's all got to change. People have no idea. If people actually could calculate what we're doing to this planet the way I do, a large percentage of them would all have a heart attack and die. The rest of them would poop their pants and not go to work anymore because they would just be like a stone, like unable to function anymore because they would realize, wow, a problem this big, it's got to be fixed. B. Stuff I thought AI could help me with until somebody handed me the retarded version of it or whatever. Okay, this is Jimmy DeCossin saying the world, according to my view, needs to be fixed. And don't tell me I can't do it. Because you might as well tell Jack Nicholson you can't pick up a sink and throw it through the window, bro. Think about it. Good night.